On November 8th, when the elections happened, I was sitting in the House Democratic Caucus headquarters, watching the returns come in. As the night wore on, state after state got called.
The AP now projecting that Donald Trump has won the state of Pennsylvania.
That is the race.
He based his entire campaign on denigrating every community that differed from his own.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next president of the United States, Donald Trump.
I went into a deep depression for about 24 hours, and then I got back to work. So Lauren, how are we gonna win?
As you know, Democrats have been losing elections by about 200,000 votes. And so what we have to do is turn out more Democratic voters in our cities, as well as talk to rural voters across the southern part of the state.
I decided I wanted to run to become the governor of Georgia. We're going to people that normally get ignored, who feel left out and left behind, and we're actually talking to them early.
I know that Georgia's a place where we won't have to just think about surviving. Georgia will be a place where we can thrive, where we can have a bolder, brighter future together. And I'm here today to ask you to help me get there. Help me become governor of Georgia. Thank you so much.
Organizing is the core of how we make change. It's the core, particularly for women. We have to see this as an opportunity to organize ourselves.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Stacey Abrams. She'll be a rock star, mark my words, in 2 or 4 years.
We will always be the party of progress and inclusion, and we will not allow this country to return to an era of discrimination.
A local politician is looking to make U.S. history. If Abrams wins, she will be the first elected African-American woman as governor. And Abrams is already being considered a front-runner on the Democratic side.
I grew up in southern Mississippi in Gulfport. I'm the daughter of a college librarian and a shipyard worker. They had 6 kids, and we struggled. My mom didn't like the term working poor. She wanted us to believe our minds and our futures were much bigger than that. So she used to call us the genteel poor. We had no money, but we watched PBS, we read books, and that made us genteel. I did a master's degree in public policy. I went to law school at Yale and focused on tax policy, but I also got tired of politicians not doing what I thought they should do. And so I figured I'm good at politics, I'm good at policy, and so I ran for office. I ran for office in 2006. Served for 4 years as a state legislator and became minority leader in 2010 and served in that role until I resigned to run for governor. People are often surprised to know that I'm a romance novelist. I have a pseudonym, Selena Montgomery, because the same year I published my first romance novel, I also published a work on the operational dissonance of the unrelated business income tax exemption. And so it was just easier to keep the identity separate. I'm a lawyer, politician, tax attorney, romance novelist. People ask if I'm ashamed of it. I'm like, no, I'm perfectly comfortable talking about business income tax exemption and the really sexy guy that I wrote into a book. Thank you guys so much. We've got more than 1 million people out there who are just waiting to hear from us, who didn't show up the last time because they didn't know what was in it for them. And what we want this campaign to be about is explaining, here's why this government can work for you, work with you, stand up for you. Georgia is not the place it was 20 years ago. Georgia today is 53% white, non-Hispanic, 47% people of color. To win an election, you have to pull together a coalition of voters. And for me, that coalition is comprised of people of color, of progressive whites, and of anyone who is disaffected and feels like they're not getting the service they need from their government. I don't plan to win this election on television. I plan to win this election knocking door to door, because for communities that have been left out and left behind, they need you to come to their doors, to come to their jobs, to come to their communities and say, you matter to me, and let me matter for you.
Hey!
Thank you so much for taking the time to say hi to me this morning.
Thank you so much for caring about our neighborhood.
Absolutely.
You want to come on in? Come on in. I found myself being someone without insurance and knowing what that's like. I love Obamacare. However, there were a lot of people at Grady affected by that. Those rates went up.
Well, now let's talk. Here's why the rates went up. When we rejected Medicaid expansion, we didn't just reject Medicaid, we rejected money for safety net hospitals like Grady. Grady lost $25 million because we wouldn't accept Medicaid. And so that's the kind of conversation I want to have with people.
There have been many instances where I've seen people in that facility not be able to see a doctor or not be able to get all of their medication.
But when you understand that there's a doctor at Grady Hospital who isn't allowed to see a patient because that patient doesn't have coverage, because the hospital didn't get the money it needed to provide that access, that's a real life, that's a real person.
These are issues near and dear.
Yeah.
I have a lot riding on you. There's something very special about you.
Well, thank you. Well, I'm gonna hug you because incredibly kind.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I support you so much, sister. And I believe in you. I believed in you from day one.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm a volunteer with the Stacey Abrams campaign. How are you doing today?
The important part about running for office is knowing that you're running with people and not just for yourself. And having rooms like this, especially on a Saturday morning where people could be out and about, when they're committed to doing this kind of work, it just gives you the energy to keep fighting. There are 4 declared Republicans already, Secretary of State, Lieutenant Governor, a couple of state senators. One of the experiences I'm having in this campaign, I'm calling friends, people I've known for years, who are incredibly complimentary of me, but then whisper to me like they're revealing a secret, but you're a Black woman. And it's as though they're warning me that it's not possible. We have to enlarge our idea of what possible looks like. If you're a woman, if you are a person of color, if you're a person from a poor community, we're taught that these ambitions are not for us. Of course they are. This is our country. These are our lives. And I want everyone to hear me when I say that it is your right to run. I don't see this as a long shot. I see this as very doable.